some interesting results in qualifying. Stephen Zammit, the title contender, starting a bit further back in the pack after a crash in qualifying. Barry Butwell on pole position. Shannon Smith qualifying in second position. Contact at turn number 2 with Marcus Prilwitz getting into the back of Shannon Smith. The rest of the field having to go left and right to take evasive action. Prilwitz gasses it up, gets out of the turn number 2 gravel trap. Great save as well from Shannon Smith, and he's been able to resume racing. Good battle between a couple of the light trucks, the two Isuzus, Lachlan Fern and Craig Yardy in there as well. Out in front though, it's one of our title contenders, Barry Butwell in the Max Superliner, who leads the way. We go on board with Stephen Zammit. He needs to make up as many places as he can to minimise the points damage that Butwell is able to inflict. So the number 13, Mac leads the way. And there's Stephen Zammit looking to try and make a move through on Robbie Fern on the exit of turn number 8. The official, great overhead view of the two Isuzu light trucks running side by side. They both make it around turn number 9, line astern. Lachlan Fern on the inside, Craig Yardy on the outside. Who will be the last of the late breakers when they get down to turn number 10? It will be Lachlan Fern who is able to hold that position on the inside. One lap complete, that's Butwell leading the way in the number 13 Mack Superliner. Shannon Smith, even despite copping that hit on the opening lap, is holding down second position at the moment aboard the number 60 ex-John Bob Burley truck. Then it's Robbie Fern in third, Stephen Zammit there in fourth position. And this great scrap continues a bit further back. Craig Yardy now coming under some pressure from the recovering Marcus Prilwitz. And our rookie in the international truck, Anthony Tringali, maintaining and watching grief just behind as well. Plenty of anxious faces down there in the pits, particularly Steve Zammit's dad, Charlie, who knows how important it is for Steve to make up positions and try and avoid Barry Butwell finishing too far ahead. Lachlan Fern has slowed down, so it looks like maybe some mechanical problems there for Lachlan Fern's Isuzu, a truck that was formerly campaigned very successfully by Steve Coulter. And this is good for Barry Butwell, the fact that he's leading. The way that qualifying panned out, Barry Butwell was able to make up a lot of points on Steve Zammit and might just grab a few more back here. Zammit now on the tail of Robbie Fern, and these two have caught up to Shannon Smith, so we've now got a three-way contest for second position. Butwell making the most of the clear track just to pull away at the front of the field. And he's established quite a handy lead now over his rivals. With the mechanical problems for Lachlan Fern, it's Craig Yardy who now finds himself as the best of the light trucks. The Isuzus. Down the hill comes Barry Butwell. Will lift off the throttle there for turn number 6 as they head down the hill. Here's Stephen Zammit. Still hasn't been able to find a way past Robbie Fern. He looks to the outside through turn number 5. Anthony Tringali crawling quite slowly down through turn number 1, so a bit of a problem there for the international, unfortunately. It's a truck that's only a very recent addition to the Australian Supertruck Championship field. Butwell round the last corner to tick off another lap, and check this out, Shannon Smith has bottled up the trucks behind, so Robbie Fern, Stephen Zammit and Marcus Prilwitz has now caught this group as well. Fern down the inside is going to go through into second position. Nice move at turn number 10, and Stephen Zammit will look to follow through. It'll be a drag race between Zammit and Smith down the main straight. And Smith for now just holds on to that third position. Bit of bodywork flailing on the right rear of Shannon Smith's truck. And this ferocious contest for second position is allowing Barry Butwell to pull away. Zammit launches an attack heading up the hill into turn number 3. They'll go side by side through the left-hander. And Zammit has the ideal position for the next corner, the right-hander at the top of the hill. And Stephen Zammit moves his way up into third. Prilwitz taking the opportunity to gain a spot as well. Goes down on the inside to relegate Shannon Smith back another spot. Anthony Tringawi has been lapped by our race leader, Barry Butwell. So more valuable points potentially for Stephen Zammit as a result of making up those couple of positions. He would like to try and get to second. You'd have to say, based on the margin that Butwell's been able to extend at the front, that it'd be pretty hard for Zammit to hunt that down. Even if he can get the job done on Robbie Fern, it's pretty much the entire length of the main straight. The margin that Barry Butwell has over his competition at this stage. Zammit applying the pressure to Robbie Fern as they head up into turn number 3. The idea is to sacrifice a bit of speed on the entry to turn 3 to set yourself up for turn 4. Fern sideways. Zammit senses an opportunity, but he'll be on the wrong side. Can he switch back to the inside as they head down the hill? Very difficult in these big super trucks to go side by side through turn 6. But Zammit was having a big think about it as we see a great overhead shot of Barry Butwell through turn number 10. As he ticks off another lap, and Zammit has managed to make the move through into second place with a great exit out of the fishhook. The four-time champion up into P2. And this race really was all about damage recovery for Stephen Zammit. He might not beat Barry Butwell, but he's going to minimise the points damage that Butwell is able to inflict. Shannon Smith, for whatever reason, has drifted back a bit. He just hasn't quite had the pace of a couple of the other trucks in this race. We look to Barry Butwell, our race leader, at the top of the hill. Classic performance from the number 13 Max Superliner driver. Got the lead very early on and has been able to pull away on every lap that he's completed. So out of the last corner comes Butwell. Checkered flags at the ready. Race victory. Another one at Wakefield Park for the Max Superliner driver. And he takes some further points out of Stephen Zammit's championship advantage. And Marcus Prilwitz has moved up into third as well, so Prilwitz ahead of Robbie Fern. Great recovery for Prilwitz after the contretemps that he was involved in on the opening lap. Zammit will get second, Prilwitz in third position. No, Robbie Fern out-drags Marcus Prilwitz to the line. So Robbie Fern will take third position at the checkered flag, relegating Prilwitz back to fourth. So the 2017 Australian Supertruck Championship plot has taken another twist. Let's head down to the pits and catch up with our title contenders, Stephen Zammit and Barry Butwell.
You know, we didn't go too bad that one, eh? I had to start from the rear field because of the qualifying yesterday and race 1 being a non-event, so we reverted race 2 back to the starting positions for race 1, and I just kept my nose clean, and luckily I did. You know, there was a bit of carnage out there, which is pretty exciting, but no, I just stayed pretty cool, one by one, and got back up to the second spot. Barry was just too far in front. We got stuck in a bit of water, but you know, I'm happy to stay behind Barry for this weekend. I just really need to survive the whole weekend out and lock this championship up, so it's a pretty special one for me, so that's what we need to do. Well, we're starting off side by side at the back, so I've got a bit of a plan to just keep my nose clean, and I think I'm just going to sit there and follow him through, and if the door gets opened, I'll go for it, you know, because I'm a racer and that's what I want to do. But you know, at the end of the day, we've worked very hard for the whole year, and I don't want to throw it away for a position on the track, you know. So we're looking at a championship, and so is he. So he can't really do nothing stupid either. So, but you know, at the end of the day, it's what we're all here for. We're here to race, here to put on a good show for everyone, and we'll still do that. So, but no, it's a safe, conservative approach for this one. Look, the truck's really good. We nearly got back out in qualifying, and with the whole category, we had 4 teams working on the truck to get it back out there, and some of Barry's boys are all helping out. So, you know, it's a credit to the whole community of the Supertrucks, and just to get it back out on the track, you know. And the same thing happens today. Everyone's helping each other out and try and keep them trucks on the track. So they've done a good job. There's no complaints from me. It's still going straight, and yeah, look, went out in the warm up this morning. The truck's pretty good. I'm happy with how the speed is of the truck. So yeah, we'll just motor along.
That's right. So it was a good one for me. I was lucky I got out in front and got away from him. Yeah, because they got a bit messy in the back. But yeah, I was lucky enough to get out the front and just kept going. Steve, you just got to keep going as hard as we can at him. Pressure him into the corners. That's where our strength is. But yeah, he's got us on the straights. But if we keep enough pressure on him, maybe he might make a mistake. See how we go. This is a really good track to race at. Yesterday, you know, it was bad luck. That weather was just atrocious, and it doesn't matter whether you're in a car or a truck. You just can't drive on water. It's impossible. So it's a bit of bad luck, but doesn't matter.